I'm eventually going to get this thing so I can actually go live when I'm live. Whoa, can you hear me still?
I can hear
All
you.
right. All right, we're live. All right. Thanks,
Woo!
everyone, for being here. It is 8 p.m. on the East, Daylight Savings Times. I'm getting used to this, but I'm still going to be complaining. 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and we are live, as I've said 10 times. Will have to stop me from saying it so many times. Welcome, adventurers. I'm your guide, Sean McZoo, and this is the Reptile Show Reporter. As usual, my co-host, Bill Strand, the headmaster of the Chameleon Academy. And tonight we are talking about the Pittsburg Mega Show. And I'm going to call this part one because I think we're going to talk about venomous and of course, hot stuff. It's same thing, but at a different show. I'll show a few pictures of it, but we won't concentrate on that. All right, let's see. We got to go to the video, right? All right, let's put that down. I added another camera today, as Bill had seen, and there was a delay between my talking and the camera. So this is not the camera that I added, but it was a lot better definition and everything else. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what we have to do to fix that, but you never want to add. Well, Bill and I both add things 5 minutes before we start and think that they're going to work and expect that, but that's not what happened. So, all right, here, let's
Hey,
see.
Sean, I've got a
Yes.
6-hour live marathon going. Oh, by the way, I'm going to change the software platform.
Yeah, you actually did that, Bill. Though that actually happened live. So, all right, let's see. Two Turtle Tom has been here for a long time. Jen is. What are we doing? What? Microscroll? What are we talking about? We're gonna talk about him in a second. All right, she's giving me the high sign that she wants to talk about the microscrolls. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the microscrolls. I was going to talk about the people who are here already, but okay, so the microscroll count is plus one more. We had another baby.
What?
So it was just a single one. So now we're at 6 babies and 2 parents. So that's the situation with the microscrolls. Is that what you wanted, or? All right, so she's gonna go get her dinner now. All right.
Your job is done.
Her work is done here today. And oh, you sent me private chats about how we weren't live, and I actually knew we weren't live because I realized that I tried to go live a minute before we were supposed to start, and I'm like, that's not good. All right, so let's see. Two Turtle Tom, I got something for you, Two Turtle Tom. I'm gonna put it. We'll do that in a sec. Here, let's just do you first. Let's see where I have you at. All right, I forgot I put him in alphabetical order last time. There he is with his daughter Paige, and I saw something he'd be interested. Let's see. Here it is. Hingeback. I don't know. I think those are Holmes hingebacks, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't tell you. Those were they look very they were in a group of people that I thought were selling wild caught or what have you. I don't know. Maybe not. This is the person who actually was. This is the person I think was actually selling them. I'll have to look through my things. I think that was the front of his thing. I don't know who that is. I didn't talk to him very long, but so we can see. There we are. And let's go back to the comments. Oh, Nate's there. Mikey Ben's there. Stephanie Payne is already here. Holy mackerel. And the brevicorn eggs and the microscurls. I don't have any brevicorn eggs. Oh, Bill has brevicorn eggs. What am I talking about? Plus, yeah. I noted that my brain is Steve Hefner has also got the brevicorn eggs, and he opened his out so he could see them because he was worried about them hatching. So, all right, we're gonna have to go back and show everybody that's shown up so far. So Nate was next. All right. You think I would be okay since I did get a nap this week, but all right, there's Nate. And who else? Mikey Ben, of course. All right, there's Mikey Ben. Oh, wait a minute. here's Mikey Ben and the Canadians. So, we have to show that from time to time when we have a few minutes.
That's right. We need context.
Yes. I don't know. I think they were at a show. So
Yeah.
Stephanie Payne, that's who we see.
Yay.
All right. I haven't put anybody's thing on him. Let's see. So Stephanie Payne, we know we have you here. Very festive hat with the chameleon on top, which I hope you don't take that out and go out in the snow or what have you. But you never know. People are crazy, I guess. Let's see. Yep, Holmes Hedgeback, definitely wild caught. A new shipment came in about a month ago. It's tough to see. Okay, all right. So that's we'll put that up so everyone could read it. These are the ones that Two Turtle Tom has used, not the wild caught ones definitively, but own hingebacks are what he's into for tortoises. So of course tortoises are a part of the turtle family. Let's see. All right, we did everybody. We showed out. Okay, there we go. All right. So, Bill, any announcements now that I jumped on the announcements before?
Other than that, there will be a Saturday show for Chameleons and Coffee, 12 noon Pacific, and I will be out in the field. And so you're going to be getting the inside of a hotel room, and I hope to drag on a number of other unsavory characters from the chameleon community.
Okay, what's it going to be about, Bill?
Well, we're going to grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers. All
Catching
right.
grasshoppers.
Yes,
for all those, we have permits.
Stephanie cleared up the fact that she would never. I know, Stephanie. I know you're very much smarter than that. And it was a quick Christmas picture, and I know. But that's the only picture I have, so we're going to keep showing that until I get a new one. All right. So what else, Bill? Anything else to announce?
That is it. That's all I'm doing, and I will have more interesting information afterwards. But for right now, that's it.
Okay. So podcast 22 is still live with Clint. Because I did podcast 23 yesterday, I decided to go. I didn't go a different route. Ann Panette's still going to do a podcast with me this weekend, but she's not going to be 23. Rachel from Pet Peds and Pods. I always say it backwards. She's been on the show, live show, at least once or twice. We did a podcast yesterday, so obviously I didn't turn it right around and launch it. So I'll probably be able to launch it a week late, and then add Ann's the next week. So we're off schedule, but we'll catch back up. All right. And let's see what else. I got all the thing I needed to say. All right, Bill. Should I let you interview me about the show, or what do you want to do? I went to the mega show in Pittsburgh. It's held twice a year. This year it's going to be it was Memorial Day weekend, which, it's odd. It was the same weekend last year, I heard from the people there. And but it also is being held in September. I heard from the people who was there. I didn't check on the truth. The one I went to last time was in November. So there you have it.
All right. Well, this one sounds a little bit different than the normal Ohio Fair.
This is in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. So yes, it is different than the Ohio Fair. So out there in Pennsylvania, the rules are you can have venomous creatures, but you can't have sugar gliders. You can't have micro squirrels.
Well, yeah.
The only hedgehogs you can have is the hedgehog has to be bred there in Pennsylvania. You have to have a note from the breeder who's registered with the Pennsylvania, whatever it is, ODNR, whatever it is. It's not ODNR because it's not Ohio, but whatever. Yeah. So Tom is distracting me. I don't know why I'm looking at the thing, but yes. Hear about the twice yearly show, the Ohio State Fairground at Columbus. Yes, I actually did hear about from one of the vendors there, who's actually the vendor who is vending quail and quail eggs. So yeah, there's the Ohio State Fairgrounds in Columbus is where the normal All Ohio show and the All Cleveland show, the people who run that one are at. But there also is going to be a new fair twice a year, and it's going to be in sometime in June. I have the a picture of the extra flyer, but yes, I have. So, all right. So, let's see. Right. So yes. So
not having sugar gliders.
What?
Yeah, not having sugar gliders is fine because Yvette wants a red spinning cobra, not a sugar glider.
That's awesome. I think I saw one.
Really?
No. I saw a bunch of cobras. I did not see a Gila monster, but I saw the bearded lizard,
All
which
right.
is a relative of them. So, you know, I'm not even sure that they knew what it was, but um the county fairgrounds, this is at the state fairgrounds. So I've been corrected once again. Tom knows way too much. He's busy staying at home learning all this stuff, and
He's
I'm out in
fact
the
checking
field,
you.
what have you. So,
Real time fact checker.
all right. All right, there we
Glad he
go.
goes to
So
your
there,
shows.
yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start fact checking his show, I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough about tortoises and turtles to fact check them, but I'm just gonna have to make stuff up. Oh man, this camera is like, it's really odd because I was working with this other camera for a few minutes and it was like, I don't know, a tenth of a second behind, just a little bit. Like you put your hand up and then it would go up, but my words were actually with the cat were different, and it was strange. But anyways, and he said you're welcome, of course. All right, so what do you want to know, Bill?
Well, first of all, this is breaking the mold. I expected anything east of the Mississippi to be like these monthly shows. All of a sudden, now we're getting into Pennsylvania. Is this different territory? Now we have twice a year shows.
We have multiple twice. I mean, Tinley's, of course, Tinley's on this side of Pennsylvania because it's in Illinois.
Yeah, but that's like that's in like civilization. That's Illinois.
Right. Okay, Illinois. Well, Illinois is still Midwest, Bill. Indiana, Illinois,
it's
Ohio,
near Chicago.
Pennsylvania are the Midwest. Now, Pennsylvania goes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, so it's really strange. There's two parts of Pennsylvania. There's the Western Pennsylvania and the Eastern Pennsylvania. They should have divided in half, but since it was an original colony, you can't do that. It's a bunch of different things. Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia are two totally different cities. But
so my question is, so we have Ohio, which is like all these little shows. Now, is Pennsylvania just a totally different culture?
No. This is their big show. This is the big show in the Western Pennsylvania. This is twice a year. They have all types of little shows all over the place that are monthly. Ohio does not have a big show, which Two Turtle Tom and I have talked about many times in the past. Ohio should have a big show that it's like twice a year, and it's huge because Michigan also doesn't have big shows. It has monthly shows, or actually all the Michigan shows that I'm aware of are monthly almost always.
So then the question is, do you think, even though you have all these monthly shows, would there be a space for a huge show in that model?
If it was built like this one, yes. Because it's built in a way that we need to stop, Bill. One real quick. We need to stop. Someone showed up a little late.
What?
But this is the person who showed up a little late.
Hey!
And so, my wife stopped the show in the beginning, and so your wife started the show in the middle. So there we go. So it's not even the middle yet, I don't think. We'll see what happens here. But
Eva, I think I figured out where I could get a red spitting cobra for you.
There you go. Is she listening again? Did she find out what you said at the end of the last show?
Oh, she listened to it afterwards, and yeah.
Okay. Oh man, that was very interesting. So yes, I think that if we did something more Tinley-like, where there was multiple vendors, large show, all kinds of different stuff. We couldn't do venomous here in Ohio. Theoretically, you can have venomous in Ohio, but you need a special permit, and you don't want to do that at the show. But if we had a big show, I think we could do it. I don't know where we do it in Ohio, because Ohio is like all the other big states. Chen's saying IX Center here in Cleveland, but that would mean people from Cincinnati couldn't get here because it's 5.5 hours from, it's close. It's almost the same distance to go to Tinley as it would be to go to Cincinnati. So for me, so it's like, would be very strange. So I don't know. Hey, Mossy Incarnations is here. There we go.
Hello, Annette.
I still don't have a picture of her, I don't think. I'll have to check all the different things. But all right. So yes, I think it would probably have to be, and actually there's going to be a twice a year Columbus show. I haven't gone to it yet. It's in June. So give me a couple weeks. And I'm probably going to go to that show. We'll see what happens and how big a show it is or what it is.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the people who I hear my local show are not pleased that they have to say they're calling it an Ohio reptile show when they're the all Ohio reptile show and they've been that way for 30
Yeah.
years, 35 years. So they're really kind of walking on their territory. So I don't want to put too much about them on this show, but I don't want to be outlawed at any more reptile shows. Actually, I'm not outlawed at any of them, but I sure got a stiff talking to because of one of these shows up in Michigan, but I won't say more. But anyway, so yes, I do think there could be one in Ohio, and I don't know if this is the one that's going to do it. So I guess we just have to wait and see. But
All right.
there's none in Michigan. The large one, the largest one in Michigan, at least they claim the largest one in Michigan is the Taylor show. But Chris, our friend, who's from Zev Green Reptiles, is putting on a show near Detroit. It's fairly large, I hear. So I don't know. Those are two different shows, absolutely. But yeah. But Indiana, I don't know that Indiana has. Indiana does have a couple shows that are free a few times a year, and there's a bunch of shows in Eastern Pennsylvania. Eastern Pennsylvania is like going to Southern Ohio for me. It's that far. The Pittsburgh show we stayed overnight, but because it was 2 days show. But the Pittsburgh show is 2.5 hours. The Taylor shows, the Michigan shows are 3 hours from me. So it's easier to get to Pittsburgh. But yeah, so all right. This is Tom's opinion. We'll have to learn about this because Tom's really does know about all the different things here in Ohio because he was part of the people watching this type of stuff at some point along the way. And so he's saying that 2 yearly shows in Columbus could really disrupt things, but all over the state, people become dependent, for monthly shows, for supplies, for different things. I get my crickets through the mail from Gons, but I get thousands of them. Most people get 100, 200, 300 crickets every month, and or 1,000 crickets every month, 500 crickets every month, and that's just what they do. And it's almost as much to ship my crickets as it is to purchase them, because I've got a vendor rate, so they give me a good rate. But getting them locally, it costs more, but the shipping is not there, so it kind of depends. But no, I think it would be. Yes, it would definitely be something worth looking into. I'm definitely going to go to the next show out in the Mega Show that is going to be in September. And I'm also thinking I'm going to go to Schaumburg. I've never been to the Schaumburg, which is the NRBC little show in the what am I talking? Illinois, Chicago area. So I'm going to definitely be at that one for at least one day. It's a 2-day show, but it's one of those things. So that's definitely true. So let's talk about the cost of the show. Parking is free. It's kind of challenging because the same thing happened again. I don't know if they're connected, but the marijuana show and this mega show were in the same building, the same time, same day, same weekend. I don't know. We'll go the third time and see if it was just a coincidence. I don't know how often the marijuana show is, but we didn't check it out. We didn't do anything with it, but it was there, and it was I was very surprised about it the first time, and we'll see what happens. I don't know much about it, but the cost is very reasonable. Let me see. I got the let's see if I have a picture of what things are cost. Where is it here? I put too many of these pictures on here. The flyer with quail. Well, these are the people who do the quails. They sell quail eggs and they sell quail for feeders. The quail are actually pet for some people. They're like chickens for other people. They eat the eggs, and you can actually, quail eggs are something that you feed a lot of stuff, and quails you feed stuff. So they're a kind of a whole kind of thing. So that was really neat. And it was really neat to find out that these people actually do a really healthy different thing. They have their own farm and everything out there, and but they know a whole lot about quails, and I look forward to seeing them. They're going to be at that Columbus show, and they actually I believe they go to the Northeast Ohio show, so it'll be good to. I didn't see them over there ever before, but anyways, that's not what I was looking for. Here's what I was looking for. This is how much it costs. 2-day VIP pass, $25. So jealous. There was 1-day VIP is 15, 1-day 2-day ticket 16 and 10, and 1-day tickets were $10 or $5 or $7, which is fairly expensive. I was told by some people that when they went from $5 to $7 at the local show, it caused a lot of consternation. Just going $2 extra bucks. The local Medina show was like they pulled the legs out. Now people go in and spend $1,000 on different all kinds of stuff, but the $2 extra bucks to get into the show really freaked people out.
Yeah, $7 is the cost of a Coke.
They actually have this. This is a really nice setup. This was a sign that I saw that was really neat. For an extra $5, I'll provide you a receipt that matches whatever you told your girlfriend, wife, or partner, or family member what you paid. So, that's really neat. But so as a whole, the place is a convention center. It's broken up into two parts. The back part, the front part was where this part was. The back part, they're in the middle. There's a little bit of, there's like 5 or 6 round tables with 12 chairs around them where you could sit down and take a break. That's in the middle of the building at where the bathrooms are at. The show is only on one side of it. So I thought it was half the size or 2/3 the size of the Tinley show. Thinking about it the second time I've been there, it's probably just about half or less of the size. Now, the Memorial Day weekend, there were about a fifth less tables there this time. It wasn't quite as busy. And the weird thing is, versus Tinley, where every row has all these things behind them, so you can't see the next row, you can't see the rest of the building. This is open, so it's like it's open to see everything. So this is like this is actually the back that I was talking about. Let's start with the center. Here's the center. This is this is right down the middle. At the very end, you can see, you probably can't see it, but that's actually where the marijuana stuff was. The cannabis was at the back. And you had to go into a different thing. But there's actually a food section where it says food right there. And that's the center. It's not actually the literal center. It's kind of you go back and the restrooms are there. But let's see, this is the view from the actual back where it's sectioned off, where there's these seats you can rest and relax. But this is the view from that section. You can see how tall it is. It's 20 feet tall or more, and there's nothing to divide the different tables except for what people bring in, which is very unusual compared to something the size of Tinley. Now, all the local shows are just like that. The fairgrounds, they're every you can see the whole thing. The Medina show, the Ohio show, all the other shows, you can see the entire thing. But that's why Tinley is so unique. Let's see. This is just another view of. This is actually from the same area, looking up to the front. You can see how tall it is. This is behind the tarps and the chairs, and actually see Jen with her glasses right there. But you can see how tall it is. And this is a view, actually another one from the back, where you could see across the thing. You can't get a full view of the whole building from inside. I mean, you couldn't get it from outside because you can't see it, but because of how big it is, you can't get that. So, but it's a big building. There's food there that you can buy. There's all types of different things. And because it was Memorial Day weekend, this table was actually there before, but this was 3 tables this time instead of just a corner. They had all kinds of fudge and what have you. And let's see, we got a bunch of comments. Cost of a Coke in Cali, it's 25 cents, Bill. I don't know, maybe it's 50. But all right, so let's see. No, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I guess that you could say that. Yes, there seems to be more people breeding quail for feeders and pets, or micro or little chickens or whatever else. All right. How is Bill putting in comments?
Well, yeah, I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh,
You're
that's
saying
good.
important
Okay.
things.
You're not interrupting me. Everybody's looking at the comments and not listening to me. All right. Oh, yes. Eliza is here. Eliza. We didn't actually do
Yay.
anything for Eliza. She's here. And I'm just going to do it. You only get one shot of you, Eliza, this time. This is just you with Bill cut off. But Bill's on the other side this time. So
You got my right arm in it.
yeah, there you
I'll
go.
always have that.
I got to figure out how to get something. Use some AI and get rid of you there. But anyways.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
And
so
she said, "Oh
harsh.
man, I'm late." I know. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning from the beginning. There we go. All right, let's go back to different things I
Well,
saw.
you know what? She may be at Animal Con. If she's at Animal Con, every single picture is going to be with me in it.
What, you're going to stick to her like glue?
Any picture. Yep.
Okay. All right. When is Animal Con, Bill?
That
September?
is October 15th, I believe. Somewhere middle of October.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when that's Tinley and when my daughter's getting married. So okay. All right. I'm out again this year. All right. So let's see. So I showed you all the views.
I'm going to check just to make sure.
You check. I'm going to just talk about all the different things. I talked about the fudge. I talked about the quails. There were I was trying to remember the one large type of snake, and I could not remember it. The Burmese python. I could not remember it. So these are Burmese. These are albino Burmese and other Burmese, and these are platinum Burmese. You can see kind of in the area on the right. Those are regular Burmese there. But I did hear from someone that they're actually doing Burmese pythons usually get 16 feet. There is a dwarf Burmese that only gets 8. It gets to be the same width, but it only gets 8 feet. But it's so new that we don't even know what it's going to be like, or how it's going to live, or how long, or what got shrunk to do that. So it's something really strange. But these people, Outlaw Reptiles, had a whole bunch of hot stuff. They also had some chameleons that I didn't think were in very good containers. So I'll show you those, but we'll do that quickly. So the one guy who actually does raise chameleons that I met there knows Michael Nash, and he also actually knows of both of us, Bill. But this is the guy who is a good. He breeds 3 of the smaller species. I think one of them is one of the ones that Michael Nash sent to me at some point, but I can't remember which one it was. But he breeds a very small one. So, but he did not actually bring any chameleons with him. This other person who, not the Wall of Death, what was it? These I would have gotten. I was tempted to get these for a birthday present for you know who down in Georgia, because she loves these so much.
Mm-hmm,
but
yes.
that's an inside joke. But many people know who one of the chameleon enthusiasts. People also I'm not very fond of these, but I actually like the ones that are pied, or whatever we call them when they're pied. But and I've seen a few guys at the Medina show that have them, so I'm going to have them at some point. But those were not in the best situation, and I'm sure the Jacksons were also imports, so makes me worry about some of the other stuff at these people's things. So this was also where did the Jacksons go? Oh, I missed it because it was right next to it. There's all the Jacksons. Those were definitely imports the way they looked, and they were cheap, and they were older. So unfortunately, that's the way those were. But this guy is actually a great guy, and I met him. You know, I don't know if you know who this one is.
That's Nick.
Nick? Okay.
Isn't this Nick?
I don't know.
What the? Wait a minute.
I have his card. I have everything about him, but I met so many people there, and I spent so much time. The crowd was not very bad. Was not bad. Very bad. Was not bad at all, and it was like having a VIP pass the whole time. So there was time to talk to everybody. Everybody was very talkative because they weren't worn out by the crowd. This was a perfect show for the consumer, not for the vendors, because D&D Cresties was there, who I've had on my podcast. as well, and they didn't sell much, so I don't even know if they broke even. But the crowd was great for people who want to buy something, which I did. Eventually, I can talk about that. I actually don't have pictures of what I bought, but actually, no, do I? I might. So let's talk. What else?
Well, I got to
Go ahead.
say, interrupt. Let's see. Animal
Oh,
Con
10
is
comics.
actually October 4th through 6th, or well, for you it'd be 5th and 6th.
October what?
5th and 6th.
5 and 6. So I can make that. Okay.
Hey, all right.
I think I don't. I'm not going to look at my calendar right now. But we've got a whole bunch of Let's see. Yeah, Bill. Get complaints about the cost of Cali. The wall. Are you talking? Turtle Tom, you talking about the Wall of Death here in Ohio? Yes. Yes, they do look better these days, but still. Yes, there we go. Nick is really working with Lateralis, Peteri, and one other. And the one other is the one I've actually had before. And okay, I'm not gonna spend time on the air thinking about it, but I'll have it. Nick Untz. Yes, there you go. All
All
right,
right.
so
Yeah,
yes.
we know Nick.
Yes. So there's Nick. So, all right. So yes, we do know. And what does this mean? Someone speaking a different language, whatever. Okay. I can't catch up with all the comments. So, all right. Not to keep people being bored, but okay. So let's see what else I got. So there are two different fudge companies there, which only the one of them had the vanilla fudge, plain vanilla fudge that I like so much. I don't like any nuts in my fudge. So, and I don't know why people are grossed out by doing these and around animals. I don't. I'm a medical person, but I can't say from a medical perspective. I wash my hands and I just move on, to the next thing. So this is the one person I bought fudge from both of them. Let's be honest. But because I never buy fudge unless I'm actually at some place where it's in front of me. But anyways, this was really cool. Some dragons. This person is very good about the dragons she breeds, how she breeds them, how she sells them. And she's kind of like us with chameleons. They're like her babies, and she doesn't want to give any of them up. And this is a leather red dragon. Prices were very reasonable too. I almost walked away with one of these. Actually, I almost walked away with that exact a bearded dragon. It's really really soft and beautiful. But anyways, let's see what else. All right. This is was the wall there in Pittsburgh of different things that I thought was probably all wild caught because of the number of species they had. It was a whole wall. It was half a wall of different species. I mean, I can't say 100% that they were wild caught, but they sure looked a lot wild caught. Or if they weren't wild caught, they were very unfortunate. So this is the person who I hope to have on to talk about hot stuff, venomous. TNT, exotic, reptiles, and surrenders. They sell stuff and they take in stuff. They even take in venomous, which I know that the Reptile Rescue by Me does take in venomous if they ever have to, because of people who have them with a permit and aren't doing the right stuff. But they don't rehome them, I don't think. I think they send them to other places and what have you. But she actually does this as a whole thing. So she told me all the rules and regs and everything. She talked to me about how Google obviously doesn't have all the right stuff on it. If you don't look further into it, you can't learn about the different things and what have you. But I hope to have her on. She said she was very willing, and she just kept talking. I'm like, you need to be on either podcast or a live show, because you know so much and you keep talking and you're very good at this. So she said she would, and she actually friended me in a couple of different sites. But this was just this weekend, so this is a big show for them. Let's see what else is going on. All right. James Cross, he's sleeping again on us because his whole show that he does with you in the mornings. You're there on that show, aren't you?
I mean, well, yeah, of course I'm there. 5 a.m. in the morning.
But but he's okay. You didn't see it happening. I tried to start early, James, but you know, I tried, but Bill told me that I hadn't even started yet. So all right. All right, so let's hide this one. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we'll get out of this. We'll get out of the complaining. Liza cut some grasshoppers in her yard. I always seem to do that too. All right. I have a process for catching grasshoppers. We'll talk about that Saturday, guys. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh show. All right. So, what else can I say about the Pittsburgh show? It was a little slower. It wasn't nearly as large as I thought it had been in the past, but I had been to Tinley once before. Then I went there and I went to Tinley again, and Tinley is huge. And there's nothing like Tinley that I've ever been to now. I've never been to the mega shows out there in California and what have you. And I haven't been to that one in Ohio that's going to happen I think it's going to be in June, but we'll see what happens with that. Oh, what did I bring home from Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
He said, over and under was 0.5. What the heck? Does he not believe that I always end up getting something? I brought a lot of fudge, but and I'm going to mostly throw that out because it's not good for me. But these are some of the hot ones that actually that one Surrender had. These are actually that I like this the way they kept this better. It's a screw on top and it was still red taped. That's one of them. I don't know what that is. I could guess, but I'm not gonna because Tom will tell me I'm wrong. And then this color of the same thing. This is another table that had a bunch of Gaboon Vipers and Insularis and some other stuff. This is that's I need to get rid of this comment here. Let's see, how do we get rid of it here? There we go. All right, so and let's see what else. Let's see. I don't have pictures of what I brought home, but let's see. Did I actually even put them up on this? I was trying to get a whole bunch of things on here. This woman who oh wow, I have the picture of her and I sent a whole bunch of them, but I didn't. I must not have added it to the app here. Let's see, did I not add it into my albums?
James loves the baboons.
Yes, there was a lot of Gaboon Vipers. There was multiple colors. Let's see. She is not amongst those pictures that I have. I actually have them on my computer. Okay, Bill, talk a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and grab those.
All right. So, yeah, I tell you, James loves those Gaboon Vipers. They are very cool. I guess we'd just be so nervous about having something like that. I mean, I joke about a red spitting cobra because they're really cool, but spitting cobra is even worse.
Yes, you can't. The other thing is you can't actually. There's some of these where I actually saw mambas there too. I'm looking through these pictures.
Well, I mean, there's people that love
mambas. There were banded forest ones, which are cobras. There's a guy who had the resin. He was doing resin, which is just a way of making items and what have you. So he had different things in resin. I'm just looking through these pictures here. And Fudge Guy and play-by-plays. I'm looking through these pictures from Monroeville Center.
Yeah,
how much
James, I'm going to get you to have a Parsons.
A Parsons, huh?
Yeah, he needs another yellow giant Parsons.
The other yellow giant Parsons. Well, you have to. There were ghost mantids there.
Ooh, those are nice.
Secret Garden, which is another person. I don't know why they end up going to this show and the one in Northwest Ohio, but they were there. They Secret Garden, Blood Moon, and all these the thing that the one gentleman that you talked Nick, I think it is that
yep.
He brought a whole bunch of bioactive cages.
Excellent. Nick, I'm proud of you.
And they were for other animals, but there were spiders there, a whole bunch of tarantulas and people selling those. There was another group of people having bioactive. There was another top tier exotics had bioactive cages of different sizes. And just going through. Oh, ideal boas. That's what I'm looking for. Here we'll ideal boas. I guess you can figure out what I got, but They actually have balls as well, but trying to get this picture where I want it. Ideal boas. She was very kind and nice. And Michelle McClintock, of course, she's Irish. Or at least she's married to someone who's Irish or whatever. I don't know if she's married or not. But she has a partner she works with in raising these different boas. And actually, I didn't buy a boa from her. I bought a boa from her partner. He wasn't there, but
Oh, so you actually got a boa?
two.
Two?
Well, I asked my daughter. They're baby boas, only a few weeks old, a few months old, and I asked my daughter, who was with us, the youngest one, the youngest two were with us, and I asked her, which one should I pick? And one I didn't really like reached up and grabbed her and got onto her hand, not like grabbed her, but went onto her hand and was running around her whole area there, and she fell in love, and I'm like, but what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? And no, she was already in love. So we ended up coming home with two because I got a good deal. And they're siblings, so they could, even though they're male boas, they could stay together for a brief period of time while I could get the stuff set up. So this is her situation right there. That she is Michelle McClintock. She's right there in that right in that pink.
Wait, did I miss? Are these red-tailed boas? Is that?
No, these are yeah, I guess they're the smaller boas. They're the imperators.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. They are red-tailed, but they're not going to get as big as the boas. There's South American boas. There's a whole bunch of different areas. There's the boas that are the huge ones, and then there's the imperator boas, which is the smaller of the group. And there's a whole bunch of locales that they can come from depending on what size they are. So that's where. So these there you can see the sort of normal ones. They're the albino ones are on the right, and the normal ones are there on the left. I won't leave that up too long because there's price identity there. But the normal ones, they weren't truly normal. It's they were het for a whole bunch. They were possibly het for a whole bunch of stuff. So he obviously was very wise and knew what to say about how to talk about that. And she and so guess what we decided to call them?
Strawberry.
I'll give you a hint. We're studying Spanish on an app, so we named him something in Spanish because I named my milk snake Leche. So actually, Keith at Herbs Alive said, "Why don't you name the milk snake Leche?" He didn't think I knew that was Spanish for milk, and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." And so I started naming snakes after Spanish words. But I named my daughter named her, what?
Frio y caliente.
No, she named her Perro.
Perro.
I'm not saying it right. Perro.
Y gato.
And I decided, okay, I'll name mine Gato because they're siblings. So there you go. I got Perro and Gato. They are let's see what they are. I put them in here somewhere. I could find the picture. She was very nice. She told us what day they were born. Actually, they're only a couple months old because they're born not even a couple months. They're about a month old. They're born 4/24 of 24. So a real easy day to remember. And
I'd love to take Spanish again.
Yes, they are het for possibly het because you don't know because you can't see it. For coral, Cal albino, and these are BCI males. So BCI or boa constrictor imperator. So South American imperators. So they only get to be 8 or 9 feet, maybe 10 feet, or 12 at the most. But because Ohio has a 13-foot thing where if you get bigger than 13 feet, you have to get a permit or whatever. But I try to stay under the 13-foot mark. Now, somebody said you don't know how to do it, but if you take a piece of rope and you go along the whole snake, you can figure out how long it is. Pearson says, well, how do you put a tape measure over a snake? Well, you put a rope and then you measure the rope. I'm not telling anyone in Ohio what they don't already know, I hope. But but yes, we did get those two. I've got them in a even though they are captive born, captive bred for multiple generations, I've got them in a quarantine room all by themselves. They're nowhere near anything else. And so they're quarantined just mostly because they're at the show. Michelle was very nice talking to us, and even the guy next to me actually bought one of the albinos, and she was saying, the show, there's all kinds of stuff here at the show. You don't want to ever bring those things home, and so you just quarantine them anyway. So I agree. Let's see, where are we at? Mantids are awesome. Yes, I agree. I almost got those. Baboons. I think they were gaboons, but okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You got it right the second time.
Aaron Frog. Frog, is that Rana? Also Irana?
I don't know.
What is Spanish for frog?
I don't know that much. Baron Frog. I guess that's Oso and Sapo. So
Rana, yeah.
Okay, there you go. I don't know enough. I just do the what is it called? It's I do it every day. I've only been doing it for 197 days in a row. What do you call it? Duolingo. My daughter got me into it. I do on Duolingo, and they, if you miss a day, they occasionally will freeze it, but you miss a day, you lose. I don't. It's not really important, but it's just like I do the quad of the day on this Circle app, and I do the Moments Mondays on the and I switch the picture on the Chameleon Enthusiast every Wednesday evening, so right before the show. I live in, yes, I'm sure. Construction words. Don't say any of those. Those are probably, I've been in construction. I know how those people speak. There's a lot of words that you can't put on the air there, I think. But anyway, so what else, Bill? What else do you want to know about the show? Anything?
Well, I want to know if the mega show is worth Tom's time to drive there.
It's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, okay, so you gave me a disc. I want to know if it's worth his time.
I don't know. What's his time worth?
Tom, what's your time worth?
It's worth mine, so be it. Absolutely. I guess 100%, Tom. It's a very good show, and it's worth, if you can't see Venomous in the other show in Ohio, so that in itself is worth driving. Yeah. He drives to the Columbus show, he drives to the Cleveland show. That's an hour probably, so it's double that. Yeah. Wait a minute, Chris Green is finally here, but he's on Facebook.
What?
No, now he's on
on YouTube.
He's on YouTube as well. He's on two different things. I'm gonna put him on. I'm gonna show his picture because he jumped on two different venues.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be worth something.
That's got to count something, right? All right, there you go, Chris. I even talked about your show earlier, so you should catch it on the replay. See what I'm talking about. Yours an up and coming show in the Michigan area. Let's see. All right. So yes, I talked about your show, but what makes it worth it? The variety, the fact that the people are just as nice as other places. It's the show with the second most variety of different species that I've been to. Tinley is number one by far. Tinley stays really in the lizard zone, lizards and snakes and the reptile zone, but they only go out of it for amphibians and something like this. This goes a little. There's a bunch of different. There was a renewal by Anderson. There was a booth for leaf filters where you put that on your gutters to keep them from getting. I mean, there was a whole bunch of strange booths, but no, it was just a variety of different species you can see and the different people you can meet. And although some of them you could meet at Northeast Ohio Reptile Show, the BRM Reptile Show. I don't know why they picked that one because there's 5 different shows on the way here. Or Northwest Ohio, not the BRM, which is the Fremont show. They also go to the Northeast Ohio, but that's kind of right on the corner of the Ohio. But it's just really good. It's just really awesome. And I'm going to go again. The other one I want to know about is the Schaumburg show, which is the NARBC show, smaller show. in Chicago area, Schaumburg, Tinley is a suburb of Chicago. Schaumburg is also another suburb of Chicago. I'm going to go to that one. And yes, you should not wear a brown shirt to the mega show because you will get, because it's Pittsburgh. So I wouldn't wear a brown shirt. Nor would I even wear a Guardian shirt, even though no one knows who the Guardians are right now. So, because, but yes. All right. All right. So what else do you want to know, Bill?
You guys got regional humor going on here.
I know. Pittsburgh and Cleveland are absolute enemies when it comes to different stuff.
I see.
All right. Other stuff. Renewal by Anderson, Fudge, captive. Oh, what the one thing that the lady who I bought the boas from actually had a piece of bread in one of the boa containers and labeled it captive bread. And she labeled it spelled correctly as bread, not as captive bread. But all her animals were captive bred, the other word, but it was really I had to take a picture of that. Everybody thought that was funny. It had to be there, I guess. So I don't know. Anyways, I almost bought the captive bread just to have it. There wasn't a price on it. I don't think she was selling it, but
it was more expensive.
Anyways, I'm getting a little slap happy here. It's been 50 minutes. I thank everyone for being here. Bill, final thoughts before we think
when is the next show?
The next show is September 12th, September 13th and 14th, I think. It's
September 13th,
that weekend in September.
Was it good enough that you're going to go back?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
It's probably the Tinley's number one show that I need to go to each time. What is the second? It may be 2 on the list of shows I'm going to go to.
Okay.
But I'm going to Schaumburg in July, the middle of July. So we'll see if that one's worth going to. Remember, Schaumburg is 5 hours or 6 hours west. Pittsburgh is only 2 hours east. So that makes a big difference. You can actually, and all these Michigan shows are 3 hours west and then north. Actually, it's 2 hours west and 1 hour north, but it's 3 hours away. So it's really he's never been to Pittsburgh? Holy mackerel. They've got a really nice zoo. Not as nice as the Cleveland Zoo, of course, because it's Cleveland, but you've never been to Pittsburgh. Wow. It's a pretty city. It looks like Cleveland. It's got a lot of bridges going through because there's 3 rivers, like 3 River Stadium that go down there. And it's a Midwestern city that used to be steel, but it's gone to something else. So I don't know. Well, the drivers in Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania all think the other one sucks. So I guess it's really pick your poison. I guess whatever you want to be like. So, all right. I'm trying to say goodbye, and everybody keeps putting comments in that I have to comment too.
Yeah, well, I got to know if me and my California sensitivities, we're very polite out here. So.
You can't go anywhere. Your streets are full of cars that can't move because there's so much traffic.
And so we're able to get to know each other.
You don't have any trees. You know, I mean, you're like, I've had people here from California. They're like, there's trees. I got 70 trees on my lot alone, probably. And then more. It's just like
1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got some trees.
Yeah. Well, these are oaks that are 70 or 100 or 200 years old, but yeah. But yes, anyways, it's like that New Jersey, both. All right. So anyways, what are you asking, Bill? Was it worth you going to the Pennsylvania show?
No, my question was whether you're going to go back, and you answered that. And then
yes, 100%.
We spiraled off onto all sorts of different tangents.
I know, but I'm also going to go in between there. That's 4 months away. I'm going to go to the Schaumburg show and figure out if that's a number 2 show for me.
Okay.
You know, and the Tinley show, the 2 different shows, the fall and the spring show, are actually a little bit different than each other. There's many of the same vendors, but they're actually a little different. So, this one's different than the other one. So, yeah, he knows the whole state because he worked for ODNR. Yeah, I know. All right. All right, I'm just going to have to end this show so that we don't get any more comments, Bill. Thank you for being here. Next week, I hope to be talking about venomous and all the different things that you have to know. And but we're afraid to ask. Not that I'm ever going to get those, don't be afraid. I'm not gonna, because of all the things I learned that I definitely don't want to have them. So, anyways, even though I could get the anti-venom because I don't even know if I can because of my medical license. I don't even know if that's enough. I think you have to be a facility that does that, like a zoo. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of the stuff. Everybody, good night.
Good night.